Check out my sweet goggles, yo. And what are these crazy things behind me and all these liquids? Let's talk about Thaumcraft Essentia. Stay tuned. Alright, in today's episode, we are definitely going to be talking about Thaumcraft Essentia, but before we get into that, please make sure to check out my memberships. They have been enabled on my channel. I'm very excited, and in January, we are going to be turning up a member server, a modded member server for all of you guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait. If you guys want to check out my main channel, click on join, and it'll give you all the details there. There's also a link in the description, and you can also check out my Patreon. Both will get you the same rewards and getting connected to the new Minecraft server. As always, please stay tuned and enjoy the next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ooh, welcome, friends, to a new episode of Feed the Beast Ultimate Reloaded. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a really good day. And one of the last episodes, we were working on bees. I had some issues with my tolerant bees. I've solved the problem, but let me show you kind of what the problem was. So we had this guy, this serum array that had elongated life that was actually a super huge hindrance. Reason being is we got a little puppy. Look at this guy's cool, right? He was just like hanging out down here. So I grabbed a bone and I got him, and then he became a buddy. Cool. Once we get a name tag, we'll name him. I wasn't getting the tolerant drone production because it just took forever. So I had to make a new serum that actually ended up hurting us. So I had to make a new one. And the serum that I've made is this guy here. We have shorter lifespan and high fertility, and then we just have the cathameral and the tolerance, and the temperature tolerance is none. So this helped out a lot. So then I bred that into the tolerant bees, and I put it back in the bees, and I started doing that process again. And now I've gone to the point where now we have robust bees, which was taking a tolerant. If we do actually, that's not what I wanted. Recipes. Tolerant and unweary, that's what it is. You get yourself a robust queen. So we got some of those. Now I'm doing the same thing with the robust. We're just getting enough to breed these to be really nice and pure. And then we can, because right now when I bred up the robust and it bred in the unweary, it took away one of the traits. So now it doesn't produce any extra drones. So it's kind of a bummer. So we'll let those incubate there. Oh, this is going faster. Cool. Hopefully this will finish. What else have we done? I ran multiple quarries multiple times. We've got a whole bunch of resources. Look at this. It's great. We've gotten the terra crystals, and this is what we're talking about today. We are going to be talking about Thaumcraft. But I want to give you guys some updates and what was going on, because I've made a fair amount of progress. Progress with the power. We've changed. I simplified this. I got rid of the whole mess that was here, which we didn't need. And we now have an interdimensional SU, which goes into an adjustable SU, which I have going at 5,184 EU per tick, into a 3 times insulated high V cable, or HV cable, into an energy consumer, an energy bridge, then to an energy producer, RF producer. It's probably unnecessary to do this step, and we're gonna eventually get rid of our RF and only have that at the RF machines, and everything's gonna be running off of EU, I think. And we did the same thing on this side. So I really just kind of simplified that whole setup, which is really nice. I also updated some things for I figured out the problem with these. Remember, we were having problems with being able to get things in and out of our system. It was a power thing. So I didn't really know exactly what was going on. So now I put an energy cell behind this. Here, let's pop this open here so you guys can see this guy. So there's a energy cell here that's holding power, which will help power this whole thing, which then goes into this, which is only a signalum cable. So I'm thinking I can upgrade that to resident, or just get it running off of EU, and we'll probably be fine. But it did solve the problem. Eventually I can put in a bigger energy cell there, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, we do have these. Let's take these bees and breed them into our robust bees. So right behind here, I set up another one of these, which it's already there. We're going to take these guys out, and they're no good. And we're going to put these in, and I believe we have some frames. We don't have that many frames, but we've got 2, so we can use them. It's okay. These go pretty fast. It's okay. But these will breed off, and then we will have robust bees, and then we will be getting... We've got a full thing of robust larvae already, so we can make more if needed. Reason being for those is uses of these, we're going to be making resilient bees. And the uses of resilient bees then make all the other metal bees. So we're going to be getting into all of these other things, which is great. So I'm excited. Should be really fun. There's a few that we really want to chase, which is like this invincible and the impregnable. I think those are really the main ones, and tarnished, because they have... I think one of them's tungsten and the other one is titanium. Maybe not titanium. Iridium. One of them's iridium, I believe. Maybe not. I can't remember exactly what they are, but they're those. I think it's titanium is the main thing. But so great, that's working. Awesome. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I made this a little bit more friendly when it comes to working through things. So it's not perfect. It's kind of actually, you can see I've been doing a lot of processing. We have a lot to do apparently. So I just loaded it up and then left it run, and as you can see, we've been processing like a madman. We need it. We need the stuff. So it's been good to start getting through some of this stuff, which is really awesome. All right, let's take all of the stuff that's already processed and put it away, and we'll make a little bit more room for this to do its thing, because we've got uranium in here and pulverized platinum. Yeah, it's working. It's great. Okay, perfect. What else? I guess let's go talk about Thaumcraft at this point. We're at a good spot. Oh, I did put a roof on here because I'm planning something for this area, and I don't know exactly how we're going to do things. I'm torn because I don't think we're going to leave our power down here. I think our power plant's going to go here and put it like more in the middle of our base, because then it'll have access to this area. It'll have access below. Not that it matters, because we have interdimensional SUs now, so power is kind of a non-issue. We can move it wherever we want, but okay. All right, what is all of this stuff? Well, okay, let's get into it. So in the last episode of Thaumcraft that we were working on doing some things with research. So obviously we went through this process, but just for a review, you can click through, and you need a Modus crystal and a Permatio crystal, Mortis, and that's Perdito. I think it's a greenish one. Can't remember. I always forget. It is a greenish one. There it is. So have those in your inventory, and then if you click on this, it will, there you go. And we'll ponder, and we'll be inspired, and then we'll do some universal theory. It uses up these things here. And then when you're done, you can complete the focus and then add stuff to your Thaumonomicon, which is cool. Great. All right. Well, I've also figured out how to make all of these crystals, which is super cool. So this guy right here, if you take, let's say, all right, let's do some of these, some brass nuggets. That makes sense. Do I have any? With some quartz slivers, uses, you can throw them in to a crucible and you'll get the crystals. So if we take some of these guys and we toss them in there, look at that. You see how it's giving us the 8? Now if we throw a thing in there, a sliver, it'll give us, it should give us 8 of these. Actually, it's 2 per, so we only got 4. But that's fine. That's perfect. So pretty easy to make the crystals at this point. You pretty much just... Now, the other cool thing is if you have the goggles of revealing, and you can make those. Let's take a look. Where's my book? There it is. Let's take this, and I believe if we go to Artifice, no, Alchemy, Basic Artifice, and you make the goggles, you just need some brass, thermometers, and leather. It helps you, you're able to see where there's things like where there's Essentia, and that's what we're talking about today is Essentia. So any of these, that 53 right there, there's 53 Essentia, and I can't remember what the iron one is, but it is Metallum. So that is, there's 53 Metallum in there. So really what it is, it's pretty much like liquid metal, and this is liquid death, I believe is that one. Mortis. So liquid mortis. And what you do to make this, so for instance, we want more of that. There's a few things that you have to make. So you have to unlock enough research to get to the point where you can go to alchemy. So really what you want to do is you want to get through doing alumentum and then doing metallurgy, which you can't make some of the stuff without getting to these points. So you have to do that once you've gone through enough of your research. Then you can get to Essentia Smelting, and you can make an Essentia Smeltery, which is what these bottom 2 things are down here, with some brass plates, a crucible, a few pieces of stone, a cobblestone, and a furnace, and 1 igneous Vis crystal, which you should have a fair amount. If you've been collecting them and mining, you probably run into a bunch of these because these are pretty common. And then what you do is the next thing that you can make is an Arcane Alembic, and this helps store the Essentia when you put it in there. So we have some metal. Did I have metal in here? Where was it? Iron. So if you want to do this, just get some coal, put some metal in there, and there we go. It's going to smelt it up. It's going to go through its process, and if we watch this, it's going to now fill this warding jar. You can also make warding jars, which is the next thing that you need to make after you make the Essentia Smelting. It's kind of cool, and the more of these that you have, the more that these will hold. As you can see, it's holding more because this process does take a while for it to go in there, and all of this will drain into this bottle. So let's wait. The other thing that you can do is you can right click on these and it will pick it up too, because if you were to, you can see how it's changing. I don't know if it's reached the top one yet, but these will help store Essentia. So this is liquid Essentia. This Alembic is draining into here. Now, if we didn't have this warding jar here, let's move that. You can see it's filling this up, and all of this bar will fill this up, and it'll, I don't know how many it holds. I've never actually tried. I'm interested to see where it goes. But let's pretend for a minute we were going to smelt something else. It would then go into the next one, and we can show that here. So if we do let's take some greatwood logs and smelt those in here. So it should take the two Essentia from them, the Herba, and I believe that's Victus, if memory serves. Let's get some of these. And it should go into the next one up above it if there's room. So this is holding 61. It's still smelting the metallum, as you can see. But it should go into the next one. I don't know if it'll show that off. I've never tried, so I guess we're going to find out here. So we're kind of learning this process as we go. I haven't done Thaumcraft, the mod, for a long time, so that's still going up. There's still more in there. I wonder how many. Will it hold over 100? It will. Oh, neat. Okay, so as long as this is continuing to improve, it must take a long time. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that was actually just... It shows it a different spot depending on what side of the Alembic you're on. Okay. So, as you can see, this is not... Is it not doing anymore? It probably won't until we fill this up. And now we might need another warded jar, so let's take a few of those. I don't know how much these hold. Never tried. So there we go. That's going. And what this should do is these greatwood logs, they have two different Essentias, Herba and Victus. Those should go into the next ones up here, but it doesn't seem to be working. I haven't personally tried this with stuff already in there. I'm guessing they hold 250 or 256. Oh, that's not what we want. There we go. We'll put that behind it. So we've got 250 on that one. That should drain. We're going to let that leave. I don't know if the other ones are actually working or not. But really, that's how you get any of these particular crystals in the liquid form. And you're kind of asking, well, why would you want them in the liquid form? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, remember in the last Thaumcraft episode, we were trying to make these files of Essentia. Well, here we go. That's how you do it. You can make some files, which are pretty easy to make. Do I have any on me? No? Aw, man. I do not. So we're going to have to make some of those. So this is done. Is that still draining? There we go. See, so it actually holds enough in there to remember what it is going to be filling with. So now if we put this in, there we go. There's the Herba. It's going to drain out of there. So these 50 that are in there should go in here. And then when it's done, there should be some Victus in there as well from these other logs that it's been going through. And then we can put a Victus jar down there. For instance, let's go down and take a look at... we need to make a file. Glass file. So these are pretty easy to make. Just some clay and some glass. Not too bad. I thought I had more up here, but reason for making Essentia is this. So these hold 10 of each. So if we do this, now we've got a file of 10 Herba Essentia. So there we go. So as you're going through and learn, oh, I do. I have a whole bunch of them. I just totally missed them. Ha, my bad. Oh man, I knew I made a bunch of them. Totally cool. But there we go. And these are used for other crafts and things like that. The reason that you want to take this stuff and put it into Essentia is because of the next step, which we'll be getting into. But there's what's called Infusion. And when you get into the Infusion, there's a big table that you make. And we'll talk about this in the Infusion episode, but we'll probably set that up over here or over here. These bottles do the infusion, so you need to have a bunch of bottles with the Essentia in them to infuse items. So if we look at the, oh, I probably can't because I haven't unlocked it yet. And we need to make this. Can we make this? Let's see. I don't have Nitor yet. Maybe I do. Do I have any in here? I do. Oh, I have a white Nitor. So, and then I think I have some arcane blocks. Was it stone? Let's see here. You guys can see what it's like to make one of these things. So, arcane stone brick. Okay, I believe I've got a whole bunch of that. 2. Well, that's not a big deal. I'll just grab these because you just have to go like this. All right, we'll just make a whole bunch of them because we're going to need them anyways. So, if we take these and we put that guy there, and then this, 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 and this, and it should require us, what does it need when you click on this? So if you click here, it requires one of every one of the basic crystals. So let's get one of those. We need a Ignis, an Ordo, an Air, a Aqua, a Pardito, and I believe a Terra. I think are the main ones. So if we do this, there we go. So it's all the way there. We can make a runic matrix. Woohoo! Now it shows complete. Let's complete that, and now we can make the runic altar, or the infusion table is what they call it. But if you can see here, ooh, we can now make the boots of the traveler because I've already had the stuff ready. But you need the arcane infusion table, and as you can see, these are where you put things on the pedestals, and you have to put some leather boots there. And then what it does, it takes 100 Essentia and 100 Volatus, which means that you need 100 of these of the liquid Essentia to do that. And we'll show that as we get closer to that. We're not there yet, obviously, but yes. So this is pretty cool. Is there still some in there? Oh, there is. Look at that. So we're getting our Essentia production going, which is really nice. I love Thaumcraft. It's always been a really fun. One thing I have not figured out is how to take Essentia out of one and put it in another. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't want to lose 20 Essentia for these bear trap guys and put them in that one, so we can make it a little bit nicer. But hopefully, if you guys know, maybe I just probably haven't found it yet, but we'll get there. Is this done now? There we go. So it did put it in the top one. So now if we do this, it should probably bring it all down into this one. Maybe it'll stay in that one. I'm not sure. Okay, so that stayed there. Let's do this and we'll get some red stuff in there, I bet. There we go. Cool. So we are getting our Essentia production up and running. It's kind of a manual process. There is a way, which I haven't got to yet, to move these bottles with golems, and I believe it's golemancy. Not there. This one, which we haven't figured out yet, but you can get golems to do your Thaumcraft bidding for you, which is kind of crazy. I'm pretty excited about that. So, and that's got 88. There we go. So there we go, guys. We've got Essentia going. I'm going to continue to break things down. Oh, one thing I didn't really explain. So here, if you shift on any item, it'll show you above what it, the name of what it is. There's that little icon there, and it shows like some trees. That's obviously mountains and things like that. That is Essentia. So if we throw these in here, this is going to burn. And now if we look here, it's going to throw that Essentia there. And now we've got Essentia. And if you break down, some items have multiple things. Like look at slime balls have 3 different things. Feathers have 2. Leather have 2. Quartz only has 1. Paper has 2. And it'll break it down into all those things. So if you need 3 things, that's why I have 3. Because then it'll take those 3 and put it in 3 different ones, which is cool. I like it. It's neat. So we're going to work on upgrading all of our Essentia. Now you have to be a little bit careful because some of these, they look like they're the same, but they're not. Look at those greens are a little bit different, but those are different. Those are obviously different Essentia types. So one's Herba and one's Terra, I believe is what that one is. So yeah, and there's all these different colors. So what's really cool is, and we'll see it in the runic matrix setup or the altars. When we set the altar up, what I like to do is set these all around the altar in some fashion. And what's really neat is when you start the altar, you can see it, and it starts actually infusing. It starts taking animation from these, and it infuses. It takes this liquid Essentia and infuses it into the item that is in the middle of the altar. And you get to see this really super cool animation for it. It's really, really interesting. Here we go. This is kind of the setup. Does it show? No, it doesn't. But this kind of shows what you need. So what it'll do is it'll find the modus and volatus if it's around, and it'll take it, and there'll be an animation to infuse it into this item, and you can see it floating in the air. It's super cool. I'm really excited to get to this point. But yeah, there we go, guys. That's how you make Essentia. You really just need the Essentia smelteries, and you can break down items just using coal, and you can put those items into warded jars. The other thing that you can do with these, which helps with the Golemancy, is I believe there's labels that you can make. Where is it? Alchemy. Here we go. Yeah, so you can make void jars. I don't know exactly what those are for. I should probably read that. I'm guessing in case you just have an abundance of Essentia you don't need. Brass lid. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. But the labels can be, when you label it, it'll then the golem will know what type of Essentia it is. I can look at it because I have the goggles on, but the golems are dumb. They don't know. But if you slap a Metallum label on this, then they'll know it's a Metallum label. So what they'll do is they'll come here to this warded jar, and they'll be like, oh, I know what to do. Let me take that and put it over here. Oh, that's one thing I didn't try. That did not work the way I expected. Okay, so that doesn't work. I was hoping that I could. I even tried to take some of these tubes. That's one thing I didn't try. Can I put it in there? Oh, you can. So now is there... Oh, that's how you do it. Awesome. I'm glad we were able to figure this out. And it gives you the bottle back, or does it get rid of the bottle? Oh, it gets rid of the bottle. That's a little bit annoying. So if you make a mistake, you can obviously fix it, but you lose the bottle. But yeah, there we go. We took all that stuff and we got it in here. So, okay. Figured it out. Figured it out. Beautiful. Awesome. So yeah, I'm sure there's a way to automate this. We haven't figured that out yet. I believe it's with the golems, but we're not there yet. So all things to do, but that's pretty much your basic Essentia setup if you're into Thaumcraft. And it takes a great deal of time to get through all of the, progression to get to this. So work through, continue to do your research, make your crystals using the quartz silver. Oh, I guess I didn't show how to make these recipes. So it's just, you get 9 of them out of 1 piece of nether quartz. Pretty easy. I figured you guys could look that up if you didn't know, but make your crystals, use your crystals, throw your crystals in here to make Essentia, throw other items in there to make Essentia, because you can throw these crystals in there too. So if you throw 5 of these in there, you should, in theory, get 5. There we go. There's a loss with the crystals, which I've noticed. So you don't get all of it. And I don't think we have any Ignis. We don't. So let's do that. There we go. Now, I haven't noticed any loss from these to these, but I have noticed loss with, I put 5 in there and I only got 4. So just be aware that there is loss involved. I don't know if there's a way to correct that problem, but I'm not sure. Well, all right, friends, I hope this helped you get started in Essentia. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm happy to help. A lot of this is trial and error and just trying to figure it out. It's really hard to get into Thaumcraft, but I hope that this has been a big help with trying to get your Essentia production going. So, as always, friends, please like and share on your favorite social media. Catch you guys in the next episode. Take care.